time for this. Oh my, ow. That dented my finger. Oh my god. Oh my god. No! Yay, troubleshooting. They're shaking. Oh my god, stop shaking. Oh my god, man. The stabs are not so good. Okay, deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. Come on. Stress about it. Don't stressing. So, took a little break. Had a bit of a breakdown. No, I'm just kidding. One. More. I want a refund for my 2 buns. I recently decided that I wanted a work keyboard. This time, I wanted to start like completely from scratch. I wasn't gonna go the easy way out again and just do what I did before. Back in May, there was a group buy for the Neo 80, and I'd heard good things about it. I knew that it was a good beginner kind of keyboard, so I went for it. Despite watching a bajillion videos of people building keyboards, you don't really know what it's like until you actually do it. I thought that this would be a nice, here's some things you should make sure to think about when you decide to actually build a keyboard for the first time. So then, I'd ordered some keycaps, I'd ordered some switches, I had everything. Got my little box, it was very exciting. Finally it had arrived after so many months. But then I opened it, and I was... Okay, well, I'm scared as shit, but this looks cool. I can double check what I ordered. Again. It was overwhelming. There were so many little things and I didn't know what most of them did. And I checked the build guide, which was in text, and I was so overwhelmed. And, my feeling was like, wow, am I really gonna be doing this? And then I realized, I don't think I have everything I need to build this thing, because I didn't have a lube kit or anything. So, off to Amazon I went, and I had to wait a few more days. Oh, gosh, right, I need to do the friggin' lubing for the first time in my life. Ever. Scary. I don't have fancy Krytos lube because I'm cheap. Uh-huh. Keyboards take a long time to build. I'm looking at you, stabilizers. It's been 40 minutes already? You're kidding me. Oh my god. Building keyboards is no fucking joke, for realsies. We've been here an hour. A whole hour! How is that possible? Make sure you have your expectations for how long it is gonna take in check. It took me like an entire day, and I think I have about 4 hours of footage of me doing it. And I had one of the more simpler builds. Still takes forever, so. Who came up with the idea that you should friggin' lube these things? Yet again, who thought this was a good idea? Out of like the 3 or 4 hours it took me total, I wrote down in my notes that it took me a third of my time, but actually I'm pretty sure it took me like half of that time just installing the stabilizers. Putting them together, putting them into the plate, whatever. We'll get to it later. But I think you should have a video to watch along when you're building the keyboard. Can this video work, please? Come on. It's like my lifeline here. I mean, this was kind of a personal preference. Of course, the text guides are usually pretty sufficient, but some of it can not be very noob-friendly, so I found that having a video where they actually kind of go through it step by step, and especially if it's the same model that you got, is kind of really great. Hey, there's grease everywhere on this, which, I don't know, maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing. Anyway, it's finally in. So, if you haven't ever installed stabilizers before, don't try to do it without any guidance. I probably used too much lube in some of them, but I tried to keep it thin. It's just such a pressure, right? Because these little parts, they're so delicate and they're so intricate, but they're so important because if your stabs are screwed up, then your big keys will all be stuck and terrible. And looping is so confusing because, like, how do you know how much to do? Like, I'm not sure if I did enough. I still don't really know. Like, I mean, my keyboard was working relatively fine, but I don't know if I did enough. Maybe I did too much. Maybe I didn't do enough. I don't know. I still don't know. I guess that comes with practice. You probably won't get it perfectly on your first try, but at least you'll do it. So anyway, I spent about like an hour and a half just doing the friggin' stabilizers and freaking out every 2 seconds. Took a little break. Had a bit of a breakdown. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I feel fine about it. I feel fine about things. It's time to get the PCB ready, and you know, there's not that much left, right? Like, I'll install the switches, and then it'll basically be done. I was wrong. My wrist is cramping. I'm suffering. And it's not in yet. It was Stabilizers, My Beloved, Part 2. Okay, so this is gonna be the hard part, because as I said, I do not have any fucking tweezers. So, cool. And these things are the smallest thing in the universe, basically. Get some tweezers. Make sure that you have all the tools that you might need. Even if you don't think that you need them, you do. Because turns out, when you have clip-in stabilizers, good lord, maybe I wish I was given some screw-in ones, because what the hell? When you clip them in, you're not just done there. You're not. Turns out, there's these itsy-bitsy little tabs, and you need to shove them in there from the back so that they don't clip out. The video I watched, oh, they made it look so simple. They had their little tweezers, they shoved it in, and they pushed it in with a finger, and I was like, okay, well, I guess it's gonna be pretty tedious, but surely it won't be that bad, right? Honestly, I don't even know how much tweezers would help me. This is just a tedious job. I just cannot do this. I almost had it, and then it flew away. Never to be fucking seen again. I don't know who thought this was a friggin' good idea, but these little things, they don't go in, they don't do nothing. I was losing my mind. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I lied. Maybe this took me like even more hours than I think, because I definitely wasted like at least an hour trying to get these stupid tabs in. Y'all, this is a fucking battlefield. I have 2 more to go. As you can see, I was using toothpicks and a needle. The needle is what actually worked out for me. Oh my god. Why? Why do you have to do these little things? I mean, I get that it's for security and all that good stuff, but holy shit, it was so annoying. And after about an hour and a half of some broken toothpicks and a sewing needle that kind of helped me, but not really, some of them, I suppose, I had like 8 out of 10 in. And you know what? I gave up. You know, I think I'm good. I want to continue and have fun and not feel like trash, garbage. Holy shit, man. My hand was cramping. My sanity was at its lowest. And I was just like, you know what? We can skip 2 of them. Okay? Oh my god. Please, get in there. Oh, maybe just don't. Maybe just freaking don't. I'm so pissed. That was so frustrating. Holy shit. Like, since I stopped recording, like a half hour passed. So, Whatever. So then I was done. Not really, but you know, kind of done. And it was time to do the switches. And at this point I was like, okay, well, you know, I've done that before. Like, it won't be that hard, right? I'm very scared. Like, I thought I would be familiar with this, and like, I am, but having to push through all the foam and stuff, pretty crazy, you know? And all the little plates and everything. Why is everything about this keyboard just so scary, you know? Like, bent a pin already? Of course I did. Okay, so I think that one was just a problem child, because the other ones are going in so much easier. Oh, we've got another freaking 90-degree angle, god damn it. Girl, stop! You keep ruining my pins. Ay, ay, ay. And, I mean, in hindsight, at least compared to the plastic tabs and the stabs in general, it wasn't that bad. But there were definitely some trick points there that I didn't expect. I thought that, you know, it would be as simple as just putting them in and you'll be done, but it turned out it wasn't actually that easy, because you really had to make sure that your directions were fine, and there was so many warnings about like, don't pop out the sockets, and I was so scared, and I'm so glad I didn't do it, but like, oh, these switches kind of took it out of me as well. This enter key was so confusing, but I think I got it. Keyboards are hard work, you guys. Keyboards are hard work. Oh my gosh. It's fine. We did it. It wasn't too bad. And at this point I was like, hell yeah, you know, this is looking like a keyboard. So that's cool. So then the next part, the gaskets and the assembly, and just testing the switches in general before I go to bed, because I figured I could at least do that, right? But the gaskets were the easy part. And then, okay. Moment of freaking truth, huh? You would think that the next part would have been easy, because, as I said, the mechanism for the top and bottom case is really cool, and you just kind of snap it in. And I was like, okay, cool, this is cool, right? Just gonna put it on, and then we can test it out. Easy. Unfortunately, this part is where I finally found out my biggest blunder. As I was trying to put down the top case, it wasn't going. Holy shit, we've been at it so long. Hello, sir, come on. I got the top part on, but the bottom one isn't aligning. Come on. Hold on. Try number 2, please. What is in your way? Oh, the gasket's in the way or something? Oh, I think it should be fine. Hold on. I'm doing something not quite right. Maybe kind of align it. Can't believe of all the things I'm struggling with, just putting it freaking together. Come on. Wait a second. Okay. Come on. Come on, lad. What's your problem? I thought this was supposed to be the easy part. You know? Like, oh haha, just snap it on. And it goes where it needs to go. It's there. Oh! top case with these bitches? What? Am I fucking stupid? I mean, like, wait. How could you get a top case without? I mean, like, fine, I'll fucking do it, but like, oh man. And then I realized that I ordered the Windows keyless version. Make sure you're ordering the right variants of whatever it is that you want. While group buys are cool, they take forever. I mean, this one only took like 4 months, so it could be worse. But you know, time passes and you just forget things. It's so easy to forget, you know? I love me my Windows keys. Hell, I also love me my numpad, but since this was a keyboard for work, I finally decided to get an 80%, but whatever, I'll deal with it. But no Windows keys? As you can see, I had put in all the switches because I was just like, yeah, obviously I'll have all the keys. It took me until this moment to even notice that the freaking top case had the cutouts on the Windows keys. I was breaking down. That's so funny, actually. I mean, it's kind of funny. Who said? Can I take these off? Oh, they're fucking metal. Of course I can't. Oh, bloody hell. I wanted my extra buttons. You bitches. No, I mean, I'm not that upset. I'm like, what the fuck? You put the buttons on, and then they don't let you have them. Oh my freaking god. Okay, now we will fucking do it. There we go, there. I want a refund for my 2 buttons. No, I'm just joking. But fine. Guess I have a Windows keyless keyboard now. It's fine, my freaking work computer is a Mac anyway, so surely I'll make do with it. It'll be fine, probably. And then came the, the testing, and okay, the fucking control doesn't work, but that doesn't surprise me because it was a problem child. So the controls don't work. Did I miss something? Okay, well that one has a bent pin. What a shocker. I was pretty happy that most of it worked because, with everyone basically just yelling at you every 2 seconds, like, oh, make sure you don't pop out the sockets. That was like my worst nightmare. So knowing that most of it worked, I was like, okay, I guess I did something right. Except this one control key on the right wasn't working. And I was panicked. I checked, I was like, oh my god, did I pop it out? Is it not working? Blah, blah, blah. But it just wasn't working. And I even went on so far to put some images and a message on the Discord. I was like, it's not working, like, what do you mean? And then some very kind people were like, well, if it's the tried mode PCB, then it's probably just the FN key. I was like, oh. Yet again, the Windows keyless shit is getting in my way because I just stressed myself out. Extra for no reason, just because the stupid key was working, but I just couldn't tell because it was a function key. That's how I ended the day, kind of happy that I got most of the way there. I got most of the way there, okay? We almost did it. But, it's a tough thing to accept that 4 months ago I made a mistake and I ordered the fucking Windows keyless option. I even considered like, oh, should I find someone out here who has like a metal saw so they can just saw those things? Honestly, I'm still considering it. Might still try to do that. It was time for bed. I hated myself from the past for making such a stupid, careless mistake. But whatever. It was time for rest. It was time to get to bed. And finally, came the next day. Yet again, had my breakfast, was refreshed, had laid out my keycaps very nicely. I was very excited because it was going to be looking so good once I get it done. You know, it's not going to be too hard because keycaps are like the most easy thing to do, right? Like, it's not that hard. It's just keycaps. And then I start, and the stabilizers came for me again. Of course they freaking did. I started with the enter button because I figured, well, you know, that's a good first button to start with. And it was not looking well. It was not really going down. It was being kind of stiff, and I was just like, what is going on here? And then I looked closer to the goddamn stabs, and they were like different heights, and I was like, why? Like, what did I do wrong? What's wrong with you? I took out the PCB again and I checked it, and I was just like, what, can I do anything about it? Is there anything I can do? But like, I don't really want to disassemble everything because that means I need to take off all the switches, and that's such a pain in the ass. Like, I'm not gonna do that. So I was just like, okay, for now, let's just ignore it. Let's try something else. Then I tried the spacebar, and it wasn't going in, and I was just like, why? Like, I mean, I guess that's kind of a more difficult one to put in, but this one didn't seem to have a problem like the enter button did. So I was like, okay, well, what's the problem? Thankfully, I think I just kind of picked the wrong key or something because my set had like 2 colors, and when I tried the orange color, like, it went in fine, and I was just like, okay, fine, at least the spacebar's fine. And, you know, I kind of started with, like, the special case of my keycaps, and maybe that wasn't the best idea. Maybe I should have started with, like, the base set. But yeah, so basically, it just wasn't really working that well. And yet again, fucking stabilizers, ruining my entire life. Oh my god. So I was kind of panicked. I was like, oh, my enter button isn't working. But I kind of kept going on, and eventually I went back to it, and I put it in, and it worked. And listen, you guys, he is a wobbled boy. He isn't quite in its right spot, but he's trying his best. He's unique. We love him, okay? He's trying. He had a tough life, and he's just a little bit crooked. So yeah, that's a little thing that I will see forever. That it's a little bit crooked, that it's a little bit not quite right, but so am I, right? Disability gang, represent. This keyboard is a part of me. It expresses myself. We appreciate it here. Next up, actually, I just once again was pissed at the window keylessness of this keyboard because I wanted to use the small spacebar to have as many buttons on the bottom as I could, but then I realized that these side buttons are just forever gonna have a little hole in them because I couldn't make any other keys fit, and they're meant to be having space there for the stupid Windows keys that I can't put in there. Oh my god. I swear to God, maybe I will go to someone and I'll just tell them, can you please just like saw these things off? Like, I don't care if it looks like garbage, I just want it to function. So I went on and I put in the rest of the keycaps, and I made my peace with the fact that there will be gaps. I actually went in afterwards and I put in some orange post-it notes on the very bottom so it doesn't at least look like a white abyss. I'm coping. I don't know if that's a good idea, but at least it looks like it's matching. We're freaking geniuses around here. But we have done it, and it exists, and I had some terrible times, and I had some good times, but I'm pretty happy with how it sounds, and at the end of the day, this keyboard isn't going to be replacing my main one, even though it sounds freaking great, so I think I can just make do with it. I can make it work. Yeah. Hopefully I'll have a nice time using it at work. My colleagues will be jealous, or I will just annoy them. Thank you guys for watching this video. I kind of had a nicer time going a bit more improv and just telling a story. Subscribe to see more, and see you later.